let's go for another title. Give a title: Spatial Orthogonal Coordinate Systems. Spatial orthogonal coordinate system. And first and most simple and familiar example we are going to get is this Cartesian coordinate. Cartesian coordinates. For understanding purpose, we are taking this here. Already we have used, we have already discussed this problem earlier. So that is not new things to you. We are just getting the things repeated as follows. Okay. So here we have three coordinates. U1 is given by x, U2 is nothing but y, and U3 is nothing but z. So these are the three different parameters or coordinates, or three that is coordinate axis. Also we know this from our knowledge, E1 cap is nothing but I cap, E2 cap is nothing but j cap, and E3 cap is nothing but k cap. These are the unit vectors in three different directions as earlier known to us. Okay. Now we write vector r bar, any vector joining this origin and that particular point which is specified by the coordinates x and y and z. So this vector is given by I cap into x plus j cap into y plus k cap into z. So that is known to us, it is not at all new to us. So that is how we write any vector in this case. Now we can go for these simple calculations. So every time we are going to, for other types of systems, we are going to go for this. Now let's calculate first metric coefficient G11. As per our derivation or definition, this is given by deba r bar upon deba u1 dot deba r bar upon deba u1. So this simple calculation, get this differential of r bar with respect to x. So that is what I am going to get, deba r bar upon deba x dot deba r bar upon deba x. So this is differentiation of vector with respect to scalar. Of course it's a partial differential. Differentiating this r bar with respect to x, I'll get only this, and here this component will be 0, this component will be 0, because differential of y with respect to x is 0, differential of z with respect to x is equal to 0. Since these are orthogonal, they are independent, there is no relationship between y and x as well as z and x. So this product gives me simply I cap dot I cap, and I cap dot I cap is always equal to 1, and that's what it gives me. H1 is equal to root of G11, and that's why I'll get it to be simply 1. So H1 is equal to 1 and this. Okay. Similarly go for another calculation. G22 is given by deba r bar upon deba u2 dot deba r bar upon deba u2. We are repeating these things. Okay. So it is deba r bar upon deba y dot deba r bar upon deba y. Now this product gives you j cap dot j cap, that is also 1, and therefore H2 in this case is again root of G22, and that is to be 1. Okay. The third, just go for calculation, you can do it very easily, exactly similar. Now this is deba r bar upon deba u3 dot product of deba r bar upon deba u3. Our u3 is z, therefore it is deba r bar upon deba z dot deba r bar upon deba z. Now again take partial differentiation of r bar with respect to z. This is going to be a only k bar dot k bar. Okay, k cap dot k cap, that is also 1, and therefore I am getting H3 is equal to root of G33, and that is also equal to 1. So I got H1, H2, H3 is also equal to 1, 1 and 1. So here in short I get, okay, I'll write here, in short we have u1 is x, u2 is y, u3 is z, e1 cap is I cap, e2 cap is j cap, and e3 cap is k cap. done. So this is k cap, and similarly I got this is h1 is equal to 1, h2 is equal to 1, and h3 is also equal to 1. So let's use all this information for what? We have to go for all these calculations of surface element, length element, and the volume element, and etc. Okay, so let's go for these simple calculations. Here we will go for these calculations as follows. So let's begin with this. You have to write first what is length element, what is surface element, and then finally what is the gradient, divergence, curl, etc. That can be done as follows. Okay, so first let's write okay, that is already we have done, but we'll just repeating this. First, length element, this is given by either dl1, okay, is equal to h1 into du1. So I'll get dx, okay, dl1, first length element, I'll write this, dl1 is equal to h1 is 1 into dx. So that is what first, in the first direction. Similarly for the second, dl2 is equal to h2 into du2. So second length element dl2 is 1 into, that is dy, and third length element dl3 is equal to h3 into du3. h3 is again 1, and therefore this gives you dz. Okay, this is my first component. Then surface element, remember we are just going to repeat same things for all other पुढच्या सगळ्यांसाठी आपण असंच रिपीट करणार आहोत. So this is given by dA1. If I am supposed to take area of dL1 multiplied by dL2, so this will be given by h1 into du1 into h2 multiplied by du2. So therefore it is h1 h2 into du1 du2. So one of the surface is given by dA1 is equal to 1 into dx multiplied by dy, and that is what our surface differential surface element in the xyz coordinates or Cartesian coordinate system is given by simply product of dx and dy. And third one, volume element, this is given by dv is equal to, if you remember, this h1 h2 h3 into du1 du2 into du3, and replacing all this 1 1 1. So this is 1 into 1 into 1 dx dy dz. Therefore differential volume element in the Cartesian coordinate system is given by dx dy dz. It doesn't require any proof or any clarification is needed there. So first, one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional, based upon that length element, surface element, and volume element. Now fourth, let's go for gradient. Now according to our definition, we have written grad phi, or this is grad phi or psi. We have used psi later earlier. So this grad psi, if anyone remembers, कोणाला आठवतंय? Okay, what is grad psi? Grad psi is given by, if you remember, it is 1 upon h1 into dabba psi upon dabba u1 plus 1 upon h2 into dabba psi upon dabba u2. Sorry, this is multiplied by e1 cap into e2 cap. Third term is 1 upon h3 times dabba psi upon dabba u3 into e3 cap, or you can write e1 cap upon h1 like this. So that gives me I cap h1 is 1, so no need to write it there. So it is del bar psi upon del bar x plus j cap into del bar psi upon del bar y plus k cap into del bar psi upon del bar z, and that is my grad psi in the Cartesian coordinate system. We have already seen this last year, and therefore vector differential operator we are known. Therefore del bar vector differential operator in this case is I cap, first component is del bar by del bar x plus j cap into del bar upon del bar y plus k cap into del bar upon del bar z. This is vector differential operator. This is vector differential operator. Okay, why I am writing here? Because we are going to define this also in the next second and third example. Okay, now the fourth, divergence of vector field. Divergence of vector field, our definition gives you del bar dot f bar. How many of you remember this? I don't know, it is written in your notebook, just check it. It is given by div, okay, dot f bar. I am using f bar is a vector there, so it is divergence of f bar. So just check, this formula was 1 upon product of h1 h2 h3. We have seen this in previous lecture. Then first term was del bar by del bar u1 of, in the bracket it was f1 h2 h3. Second terms you can write very easily, del bar upon del bar u2, into the bracket it is f2 h1 h3, and last term is del bar upon del bar u3, into the bracket this time it is f3 h1 h2. This is my standard expression for divergence of vector field in the curvilinear coordinate system. Now I know h1 h2 h3, I know u1 u2 u3, and therefore using this I can find out, this is very simple expression, it is 1 upon 1 into 1 into 1 multiplied by, this is again h2 h3 is 1 1, so this becomes del bar f1 upon del bar x plus del bar f2 upon del bar y plus f2 del bar f3 upon del bar z. So in short, this becomes divergence of f bar in Cartesian curvilinear coordinate system is very simple expression. We have seen this several times in the last year, del bar f1 upon del bar x plus del bar f2 upon del bar y plus del bar f3 upon del bar z. So differentiate component 1, component 2, component 3 respectively with respect to x, y and z, add them together, whatever quantity we get, that is going to be a divergence, and we know that this is going to be a scalar quantity. This is not a vector, this is a scalar quantity, scalar physical quantity. So divergence of vector field is this, whereas this gradient is going to be a vector quantity. Remember, this divergence is a vector here, this is going to be a vector quantity, whereas divergence of a scalar point vector point function is going to be a scalar quantity. That is known to us. It is not, again as I said, no need to repeat or prove this because we know all these things earlier. Okay, that is this. Now let's go for curl, gradient, divergence and curl. This is my fifth operation or sixth. Number 6, curl of vector function. Curl of vector function. If you remember, yesterday we have given this del bar cross f bar is called as curl of f bar, and by formula it is given by 1 upon h1 h2 h3, and there is a determinant, large determinant, which has first rows as what first row was h1 e1 cap. Okay, please someone make your mic on. कुणाच तरी mic on ठेवा. संकेत, आय एम नॉट गेटिंग वेदर यू आर देअर, म्हणजे तुम्ही सगळ्यांना हे चालू आहे की नाही हे मला समजत नाही, या ठिकाणी दिसत नाही. संकेत, हू इज देअर? संकेत, पूर्वा, आयरा, एक कोणीतरी एकाने चालू ठेवा. ओके, नाउ second term in the first row is H2E2 cap, third row is H3E3 cap. Then here it was second row was first differential with first parameter da by u1, partial differential with second parameter da by u2, and partial derivative with this third parameter da by u3. And last row was first component of the vector with which we are supposed to get this curl into h1, then second component f2 into h2, f3 into h3. Okay, now look at this. Here we have this f1 is nothing but fx, f2 is nothing but fy, and f3 is nothing but fz. X component, y component, z component of f along x, y and z direction. So using this I'll get, now this is 1 upon 1 into 1 into 1 again, determinant of this again h1 into ei cap is, e1 cap is nothing but I cap, then this is j cap, and third row is k cap, third column is k cap, begins with the k cap because h3 into e3 cap, h3 is 1, e3 cap is k, that's why I'll get there to be simply k there. Okay, then next here it is dabba upon dabba x, dabba upon dabba y, third is dabba upon dabba z, and finally here it is simply fx into 1, fy into 1, and fz is into 1. Now you can solve this, and whatever we get, this is called as curl of vector point function, vector point function. Okay, and this is what, म्हणजे हे जे काय आता खाली येईल ते आपण म्हणतो. नाव नोट, वी हॅव लर्न दिस अर्लियर थिंग्स, आपण मागच हे शिकलो आहोत. सो व्हेन डेल बार क्रॉस एफ बार, del bar cross f bar is equal to 0, this is called as rotational vector field, rotational vector field. And when this del bar cross f bar is not equal to 0, irrotational, so that is called as irrotational vector field, irrotational vector field. We have used all these definitions, we have studied all these definitions earlier in the SYBSE, so I am not repeating all these things. And the last component remaining, that is 7th, I think, on number 7, that is Laplacian. So you will understand, using the components or the elements which we have defined for curvilinear coordinate system, and using that definitions for this Cartesian coordinate system, I am getting exactly same length element, surface element, volume element, gradient, divergence, curl and Laplacian too. That indicates our theory is correct. So because all these things for Cartesian coordinate we are using from several years, मागं खूप वर्षापासून आपण हे सगळं वापरत आहोत, त्यामुळे त्याच्यामध्ये काही चूक नाही आहे. Then go for this. Now according to our discussion, del square psi in case of curvilinear coordinate system is given by 1 upon h1, h2, h3 into the bracket. It is dabba upon dabba u1, and then there is a bracket. It is h2 into h3 upon h1 into dabba upon dabba u1. Actually it is dabba psi upon dabba u1. This is my first term. Second term is dabba upon dabba u2. Here it was h1 h3 upon h2 into dabba psi upon dabba u2. And similarly third term was dabba upon dabba u3 into the bracket. It is h1 h2 divided by h3 into dabba psi upon dabba u3. Okay, now replace h1 h2 h3 by 1 1 1, replace u1 u2 u3 by x, y and z, and therefore we will get del square psi in the Cartesian coordinate system is 1 1 1. I am not writing there. It is deba upon deba x of deba psi upon deba x plus deba upon deba y of deba psi upon deba y, partial differentiation of psi with respect to y, and last term is deba upon deba z into deba psi upon deba z. Sorry. Okay, this is this. Solving this, I'll get del square psi is equal to, or the Laplacian of the scalar point function in the Cartesian coordinate system if it is calculated. This gives me very identical and familiar equation to us, that is, that gives you deba square psi upon deba x square plus deba square psi upon deba y square plus deba square psi upon deba z square. So this is called as Laplacian equation. Laplacian equation in Cartesian coordinates. Okay, so this is I have done only for a familiarity. That means how we have defined all these types of elements in case of curvilinear coordinate system, and when we come to a special case or sub case of this curvilinear coordinate system, that is your Cartesian coordinate system. So applying all these equations for different types of geometrical elements, I found all the geometrical element and this calculus element, these are exactly same which we have used earlier for several times. Now I'm just stopping this recording here for the first this derivation. Now we'll go next.